Have you ever felt guilt so powerful that it begins to haunt your every thought? They say animal can sense evil, but what if the evil is already inside? This is that tale which brings obsession, cruelty, and a darkness that grows inside a human soul. This is the Black Cat. There once lived a man who was known for his gentle nature and kindness. He used to love pets, thus, he was surrounded by many pets like a dog, a cat, many birds. But among all these creatures, there was one animal who has a special regard in the man's heart, a black cat whom he named Pluto.
There you go, little one. Good kitty.
Their bond was inseparable. Their house was filled with happiness for many years. But time has a way of changing people. As the man grew older, he fell into alcoholism, which destroys his total character. His warm nature changed into irritability, and his affections changed into cruelty, because of which the consequences has to be suffered by the ones close to him. Only Pluto remained loyal. He still used to love that guy very much, but he didn't know that his loyalty cannot protect him from the darkness forming inside his master. And then came that night. The man returned home intoxicated, thinking that Pluto was avoiding him. He tried to seize the animal, but Pluto was too feared. He bit the man's hand, and that single moment unleashed a terrible impulse in the man. Overcome by rage, the man drew a knife and attacked Pluto, cutting one of his eyes. The next morning came with remorse, but for a very short period of time. He then forgot what he did last night. And now Pluto's wounded presence became an irritation rather than the reminder of guilt for the man. He grew a certain kind of hatred towards the creature who once brought him comfort. Eventually, the hatred turns into action, and the man did something that degrades him from the level of humanity. In the garden behind the house, the man placed a noose around Pluto's neck and hung him down the tree. So he know that how wicked he was doing, how wicked things he were doing, but still he was unable or unwilling to resist himself. He didn't stop himself. So on the one hand, the man did this, and that very night, fire engulfed the house of the man. And the man thinks that it was a coincidence, which rather we think as well, that he hung the cat and the house engulfed in fire. But as the house was completely burnt, only one thing remained, and that was a single wall upon which the image of a gigantic cat with a knot around his neck was imprinted. Months later, the man visited the inn, where he used to consume his alcohol or drink, we can say. So while visiting the inn, the man found another black cat, which was remarkably similar to Pluto, as he also possessed one missing eyes and a white patch on his chest, like Pluto. So, drawn by this familiarity, the man brought the cat home. At first, the creature was very welcoming. He used to follow him around like Pluto. But as the time passes by, the silent companionship of the cat made the man goes anxious, and that gives him a sense of dreadfulness. So it started to disturb him. He feels that someone is following him every time, and he was not being able to see that thing. He knew that that was the cat, but sometimes when he sleep and he walk around in his house, he feel like someone is watching him constantly. Someone is whispering something to him constantly, and thus the man loses all of his sleep. He grows anxious, and the cat now became the symbol of guilt for him. Why? Because the cat was not just seem familiar. There was something wrong with the presence of this cat, which the man feels. The patch or the white patch on the cat's chest was also seemed to change in shape. As the man describes, he used to see the patch turning or taking the shape of a gallows, which was the very instrument he used to kill Pluto. So these things disturb him very deeply. One day, as the man descending into the cellar, the companionship of the cat made him very furious, and in fury he again drew a knife. The very incident was repeating again. He again drew a knife to kill the cat because he wanted to get rid of his anxiety, which had been created by the cat now, and in rage he attacked it. But there was no cat. It was his wife who came in front of him, and with a fatal attack, he killed his wife now. And the lifeless body of his wife was lying completely silent into the cellar.
But even this act didn't bring any kind of remorse to the man. Instead, he was trying to find a way to hit the body. And he did too. He decided to tape the body into the cellar's wall, brick by brick, so no one can find it ever.
On the fourth day, the police arrived to investigate the disappearance of his wife. The man remained very calm and welcomed them. The police thoroughly searched the house, room after room, but the man, he remained very calm and confident of the perfection of his concealment. So the police checked all the room and now visited the cellar. Finding nothing suspicious, the police was ready to depart the house. In a moment of prideful arrogance, the man tapped a wall which hid his crime. Then came the sound that scattered everything. From within the wall came a low cry rising into a prolonged, horrifying wail. The officers get too startled and started tearing down the bricks. And there what they found lost all of their minds. Obviously there was the lifeless body of the man because he buried his wife there. But his wife was not alone there. There sat a black cat whose one eye is missing on the head of the woman, like a crown. So, who was that cat? Pluto. In that instant, everything gets clear. The man also understands that he was guilty and that he feel his guilt, and the anxiety he was feeling was not because the cat was following him, because there was no black cat for the second time. It was all just the imagination of the man, and that imagination was so powerful because of his guilt. He had the guilt, he had the remorse, but his changed behavior, his cruelty fades every remorse he had. So that changed into anxiety, and that anxiety made him see things. So the second time which he think that he brought a cat was not in real, was in his mind. He bought Pluto again, but in his mind the second time. So there never been a cat who was stalking, or who was listening or staring the man. There was always his guilt, his memory, which hints, which pokes the man every single day. The officer seized the man and took him away. So this shows that crime can be hidden from the world, but guilt always finds a voice. So if you like this chilling stories, do not forget to like, subscribe and comment your thoughts on that. And until next time,
Be aware of the shadows. Sometimes they are of your own.